Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back once again to my channel, Good Check. And once again, this is Jerry, and in this video, I'm going to share with you once again. Actually, this is the continuation of our series, Preparing for the End Times. And for a short review of what we had in the last video, and we talked about the center Jesus, because we have to know first before we will study Daniel or the book of Daniel. We have to first learn about some principles that will help us better understand its message. So as what we had last video, the center of the message or the message of the book of Daniel or every chapter centers on Jesus. And this time we're going to be talking about the literary structure. So we will move on. So the literary structure. Before we study the book of Daniel, we have to know this principle, the second principle, which is the literary structure. And in the days of these kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So we can read that in Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. So the book of Daniel was written in Hebrew and Aramaic. Chapters 2 to 7 were written in Aramaic, and they were written using a parallel structure. Look at this one, guys. So the chapter 2 and chapter 7, if we notice, if we study, if we read those chapters, it has a parallel. So in the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar, it's a vision of the empires. And if we read also Daniel chapter 7, it is parallel to chapter 2, the vision also of the empires. Now, the second one is chapter 3 and chapter 6. If we read those chapters, we can see God's deliverance. In chapter 3, God delivers from the fiery furnace. It talks about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And in chapter 6, God delivers from the lion's den. So Daniel is delivered. God delivers Daniel from the lion's den. No, the third one is chapter 4 and chapter 5. If we read the chapters, we could see that Nebuchadnezzar in chapter 4 is judged, and in chapter 5, Belshazzar is judged. So we can really see that even though it's a history book, Daniel is a history book, and it is a prophetic book, but still it has a literary structure. It is written in a very amazing way. Before, the Bible was not divided into chapters and verses yet, but when God uses people to make that idea to divide the book, every book of the Bible, into chapters and verses, God impressed their minds that even in Daniel, He guides them to make this amazing structure, which is like a literal structure, because every chapter it is written in a parallel structure. So here, God's sovereignty over the nations is shown here, and in the prophetic sections, he uses repetition to show the judgment over this world and the foundation of his eternal kingdom. So even in every chapter, before you read the book, the chapters, every chapter, but still you can already understand. There's already a message even in the theme of every chapter of this book. It is conveying the message that God is the sovereign. He is the sovereign over all nations, and he uses this repetition to show that the judgment over this world and the foundation of his eternal kingdom is already set up. The theme of every chapter already gives us the message. God already gives us the message. In its parallel structure, God gives us the impression that if we understand the theme, it is shown here that He uses this repetition, that He shows to us that He is the sovereign. He rules over the nations. Try to look at the chapters. In chapter 2, it talks about the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar, and it's about the statue and golden image, the statue, like the head is gold, and the chest and arms are silver, then down to the bronze and the iron, and also the iron and the clay on the feet. And also the last one is the rock that smut the image. So it talks about the empires, the Babylonian empires, the Medo-Persian Empire, and Grecian, and Rome, and also the divided Europe, or the divided Roman Empire. And the last one is the eternal kingdom. In chapter 7, it talks about the vision of Daniel. It talks about the four beasts, the lion beast. The second one is the bear. Third is the leopard. And the last one, the fourth one, is the unidentified beast, which is, it talks still about the fourth kingdom, the pagan. But in here, it's a specific because it's about the pagan and the papal Rome. Of course, it goes into a specific identification. So still, we can learn that one in our future videos. And of course, it talks about the judgment still because the beast dies, and the third, or the chapters 8 and 9 still talks about the empires. It started in the Persian Empire, as what the is shown in Daniel in his vision of the ram and the he goat. And of course, the Grecian Empire. And of course, it talks about the 2,300 days, or 2,300 years. So it's very interesting, guys, to know this prophecy, because it talks about how God is working in the history, in the drama of this earth history. So the last one is the chapters 10 to 12. Still, if we read that one, it's still a prophetic chapters, and it still talks about Persian Empire, Grecian Empire, and of course the pagan and the papal Rome, or Roman Empire, which is specifically talks or mentioned, or convey the message that it's about the pagan and the papal Rome. And of course, the last one, Michael stands up for the deliverance of his people. So all these chapters, the parallel structure or the literal structure, gives us an idea on how to study Daniel, or the book of Daniel. So until here, we just have to continue and keep on following this series, because we will study all this in a very specific, like a microscopic study of the book of Daniel. So guys, please keep on watching, keep on following the series. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe now and click your notification bell so that you will be notified if I have uploaded a new video for this series. And of course, guys, thank you for watching, and may the Lord bless us all. Bye bye. Have a nice day.